So today we're looking at the science passage number 3 from practice test 6. This passage is adapted from Elsa Youngstead, Decoding a Flower's Message, 2002 by Sigma XI, the Scientific Research Society. Number 22. The primary purpose of the passage is to B. Describe the aim, method, and results of an experiment. The first passage or paragraph of the passage identifies and describes Texas gourd vines, but the primary focus of the passage is introduced in the first sentence of the second paragraph. In one recent study, Theis and Adler took on the specific problem of the Texas gourd, how to attract enough pollinators but not too many beetles. The remainder of the passage focuses on describing the purpose, process, and results of the recent research done on those Texas gourd vines. 23. As presented in the passage, Theis and Adler's research primarily relied on which type of evidence? A is the best answer, direct observation. The passage says that to test their hypothesis, the scientists planted 168 Texas gourd vines in an Iowa field, and then ultimately walked from flower to flower, observing each for 2-minute intervals. Because they gathered data by looking at and studying the plants in question, the scientists' research is best characterized as relying on direct observation. 24. Which statement about striped cucumber beetles can most reasonably be inferred from the passage? 24. D was the best choice. They are attracted to the same compound in Texas gourd scent that squash bees are. The passage states that by using the smell of their nectar to lure pollinators like bees, Texas gourd vines are employing an open communication network that attracts not just the good guys, but also the bad guys. Because cucumber beetles are then identified as some of the very bad guys, as far as the Texas gourd plant is concerned, it can be inferred that both the beetles and the bees are attracted to the same scent. 25. The author indicates that it seems initially plausible that Texas gourd plants could attract more pollinators if they C. Increase their floral scent. The author indicates that it is reasonable to think that the Texas gourd plants might lure more pollinators if their smell was stronger. This is clear from lines 26 through 27, which state that intuition suggests that more of that aroma should be even more appealing to bees. 26. As used in line 38, treated most nearly means A. Altered. The passage explains that as part of their research, the scientists made half the plants more fragrant by tucking dimethoxybenzene-treated swabs deep inside their flowers. Each treated flower emitted about 45 times more fragrance than a normal one. In this context, a flower that was treated would be one that was changed or altered. 27 and 28 were paired questions. 27. What did Theis and Adler do as part of their study that most directly allowed Theis to reason that bees were repelled not by the fragrance itself in lines 70 through 71? D. They gave bees a chance to choose between beetle-free enhanced flowers and beetle-free normal flowers. In the passage, Theis surmises that honeybees were likely repelled not by the enhanced fragrance, but by the abundance of beetles found on them. She was able to make that assumption because the honeybees were able to choose between both normal flowers and fragrance-enhanced flowers without any beetles on them. Because one of the parameters of the research was that every half hour throughout the experiments, the team plucked all the beetles off of half the fragrance-enhanced flowers and half the control flowers, allowing bees to respond to the blossoms with and without interference by beetles. The answer to that was found in A, lines 45 through 50. 29. The primary function of the 7th and 8th paragraphs is to A. Summarize Theis and Adler's findings. The first 6 paragraphs of the passage introduce a plant, the Texas gourd vine, and its problem, luring enough insects to pollinate it, but not too many of those that will harm it, and then describe a study undertaken to deal with the specific problem of the Texas gourd, how to attract enough pollinators but not too many beetles. After the specifics of that experiment are described in detail, the results are explained and summarized in the 7th and 8th paragraphs. What they saw was double the normal number of beetles. Squash bees were indifferent, and honeybees visited enhanced flowers less often. That added up to less reproduction for fragrance-enhanced flowers. Number 30. In describing squash bees as indifferent, the author most likely means that they B. Visited enhanced flowers and normal flowers at an equal rate. To be indifferent is to be apathetic or without care or concern. In the context of an experiment that tested whether or not insects preferred normally scented flowers or ones with enhanced fragrance, describing the squash bees as indifferent implies they did not care about the scents and were equally drawn to both types of flowers. The last 2 were paired questions. 31. According to the passage, Theis and Adler's research offers an answer to which of the following questions? B. Why is there an upper limit on the intensity of the aroma emitted by Texas gourd plants? Theis and Adler's research clearly provided an answer to the question of why there is an upper limit on the intensity of the aroma emitted by Texas gourd plants, as their experiment was described as being able to provide a reason that Texas gourd plants never evolved to produce a stronger scent? The answer to this was found in D, lines 85 through 86.